Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are featuring the new CHANTECAILLE Flower Power Collection. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. As you may or may not know, CHANTECAILLE has been working on bringing back their blur powder. So they are reintroducing it in this collection, and we'll do some close-ups, of course, of everything for you. So this is not a new product, but it is a reintroduction of it because they did sell out everywhere last year, was nowhere to be found. And they also brought it back in a deeper shade. However, the blush and the lip are new, and thank you so much, CHANTECAILLE, for sending this over. I was so excited to receive this today. But let's go ahead and take a look at everything. I went to my mailbox and found this. I had no idea it was coming, so I thought I would just film this today. We have this card with some information on it. It's their summer 2021 collection. This is so cute. It's called the Flower Power Collection. We created the Flower Power Collection to bring pure joy, especially after the year we've all just had. The compacts are exuberantly fresh, colorful, and bright, a little bit of happiness to hold in your hand and keep on your vanity. Every time I see them, I'm happy, and I hope everyone who sees them feels that way too. Olivia CHANTECAILLE. And then this is the collection that I think we've seen posted on at least their Instagram, as well as on their website. As I open everything, I will read about each one. We have the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Okay, wow, I was wondering how this was going to look, but it is very much a 3D. Let me see if I can turn it for you. This is very much a 3D packaging. So those are all little individual flowers on there. That is so cute. I thought maybe it would have a bit of maybe a lacquer on it, but it does not. And this is their best-selling ultra-fine and weightless gel powder finishing compact, which smooths and perfects the complexion using innovative optically correcting and blurring spheres. This soft focus formula neutralizes any redness or imperfections without leaving any white or gray cast on the skin, and is now available in 2 shades. And this is the light medium shade. And here we have the Chic color. This is the same kind of packaging, that 3-dimensional flower packaging. Here's a compact next to the blush. The blush is a smaller one just for comparison purposes. The Rosy sister to the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. This silky luminous powder balm features nourishing oils for seamless application. This lightweight, soft rose blush melts onto your skin and adds luminosity to the cheeks with an innovative pearl formula. Light perfecting microfine spheres blur the skin for a silky finish. And then we have the Lip Chic. And the packaging on this one's a little bit different. It's got a kind of a matte brushed finish on it. Really pretty. Lip Chic is the best of both worlds. This lipstick lip gloss hybrid is now available in an exclusive limited edition shade for summer that was inspired by citrus fruits. The ultimate summer essential, Capucine is bright, hydrating, glossy, and weightless on the lips, and is infused with hyaluronic acid for softer, plumper looking lips. It's categorized as a warm, sunny coral. And then we have the brightest bag for this brush. This is a mini version of one of my all-time favorite brushes, the Buff and Blur brush. This is a really soft buff brush, and I use this with the blur powder. And then they sent over the cutest, let's see if I can get it in the frame here, the cutest makeup bag with all of the little flowers on it. I'll go ahead and use this, even though I already have one open, the older version, just so we can use it. But I'll definitely be using this anyway. Yeah, I'm already well into this backup that I have of it. So this is again in light medium, and you can see because I've been getting sun, my foundations are a little bit light for me. But I also did want to show you that even if you have discoloration like me, you don't have to use a full coverage foundation on your entire face. I think there's a bit of a misconception that if you have discoloration, you have to cover your entire face. I feel like most of my skin actually looks pretty good. So I do target where I'm going to do more full coverage. So you saw I was able to use this and just even out my skin tone, but then really to go in and do a bit more coverage, I went in with this cushion foundation. And I used it more like a concealer than really anything else, but it's still a little bit light, but this is going to help. So I usually set with a loose powder and then go in and finish with this, unless I am using this foundation, in which case this does fine because this can actually set itself if you have drier skin. So I am gonna go in directly with this. So I've got the mini version. For comparison, here's the regular size and here's the mini. So it's mini, but it's not that much smaller. So here's a comparison here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead with this and just stamp. I know it says to swirl, but I have a lot of makeup here that I don't wanna move around too much. So I'm just stamping and then I can sweep out. So there is a deeper shade as well, which I think would be too deep for me. I am curious about it. Maybe it would work on the exterior, but I really just need more blurring in the front anyway. So I'll do half just so we can see. This is not new, but I thought it would be a good illustration. Okay, so I've got the blurring powder on now. So you can definitely see the difference. This is more of like my natural skin finish. When my skin just has moisturizer, it does have a glow about it. So you can see the power of the blurring in this, while you still get a beautiful kind of finish as well. So it's not flat. I still need to bronze, so that's really going to do a lot for this. That's why I love bronzer so much. So this palette, in case you're new here, you can't actually find this on Chantecaille, but also you can. So it doesn't come like this. You have to purchase the palette separately and then you select your colors. So you can definitely choose which ones you like. But I will list everything below, like in this order, I'll list it. Just gonna take Sirena bronzer. Okay, so I'm really curious about this blush for a couple of reasons. One, when I swatched it, it looked really light. And then the second part is that it had a sheen to it or some luminosity. So I really want to see if that emphasizes anything on me. And I know when Chantecaille makes their products, they do think about those kinds of things, if it will emphasize pores or texture or anything like that. So I'm hoping we won't see anything. Actually, I'm hoping we see some color, but not texture. So I'm going to bring it all the way to the front as well. Okay, so this has that glow to it. I think you can see it right here. I might like this more as a topper on top of a blush, but you can see it. It's just really subtle. Okay, so there it is. It's definitely a glow. More subtle though, and it does have more luminosity. Go ahead and put the lip on and then let's play with blush and see how this looks on top of one of their other blushes. So let's go in with the contour fill first. It just smooths everything over. Okay, so there it is directly on. Now I do see a little bit of like the cool outline of my lips, so I do want to try this. I think that's pretty, but I want to try this with the lip liner in Natural. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like on top of the lip liner. So actually I prefer this with a lip liner underneath just because of the color of my natural lips. It was impacting the coral shade a little bit too much, so I went ahead and neutralized it first and then added the lip color, and I think it's better. Okay, let's play with blush. Let's try Sea Turtle on top of this. So actually I've seen this technique done where you can put a highlighter, not that this is a highlighter, but you can put something more luminous under a blush and kind of get that glow without being too much, in case you want to take that intensity down a little bit. So you could also use it as something under blush. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see how this looks. Actually, that's quite pretty under the blush. I think maybe we'll just do that. Yeah, that's actually quite pretty under the blush, isn't it? Oh, I should have had my hair back this whole time because I think my hair is so distracting. Okay, but I like it under the blush. So it could be a blush, not topper, a blush, I don't know what you would call it, underneath. The opposite of a topper? I don't know what that would be. Okay, and then I'm going to take more of that powder. So this is what I love to do with this powder, because sometimes if I do place something a little bit more luminous in the front here, I can go in and blur that a little bit more with this powder. And I have to stop filming soon because I'm getting a headache from this headband. So I couldn't help myself. I did have to add just a little bit of manta ray right here on the cheeks because I love it. And I just saw that it tied in really nicely with this lip color. If you don't know, manta ray is this one right here. It's a beautiful corally. That's my backup. That's why it looks so pretty. But it's a beautiful corally shade, so I couldn't resist. And I think it works really beautifully with this. Quick rundown. You know I love the powder. Light medium is beautiful. I would be curious about the deeper shade just for my forehead. But I do have bronzer for that. But that would be really the only reason why I would pick that up. But I don't know, I might pick it up. And then let's talk about the blush. I thought that it was really pretty, very sheer though and light on me. And I'm more of a medium skin tone, sometimes even light medium. But I think you can still use it even if you have a deeper skin tone, but it might be something like what I did where you put it under your blush or as a blush topper, which I think is really beautiful because it will buff out the lines of a blush, especially a more vibrant blush, something like manta ray. I think it's a really pretty glow. So I do like that. So I thought it worked out really nicely just by itself. Maybe it wasn't the best shade for me, but I will definitely be using it. And then as for the lip color, it's a really happy color, but I feel like for me that lip liner really helped bring the shade out. I feel like my natural lip color was still visible. Because it is a lip Chic, it is more sheer, so going in and neutralizing worked better, and then I think you can really see the color. But I'd love to know if you picked up any of these items. I know I had posted it when it was on pre-sale. The collection is available now, and I think that Olivia Chantecaille was exactly right. It says here again, every time I see them, I'm happy, and I hope everyone who sees them feels that way too. And I really think this packaging and the colors, you can't help but smile when you see this. It is very whimsical, but also very appropriate to the vision that they had around this collection. Thank you again for such a generous gift. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.